Simulan mong abutin ang iyong pangarap na magbibigay dangal sa iyong bukas. Ang suliranin, hindi laging nandyan, dapat mong harapin. Kami iyong kasama sa bawat takin, magkaakbay nating lulutasin. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ang boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ikaw lagi ang bida. Ang mga aral ay ginintuang atin ng bawat guro na siyang gagabay sa iyong pagkamulat. Naway umukit ito sa iyong isipan, maging mapanuri, sundin ng wasto at nararapat. Kagandahang asal ang ipakita, ipadama ang pusong may malasakit. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ang boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ikaw lagi ang bida. Sakali mang tayo'y subukin ng unos, ating haharapin ng walang takot. Sasamahan ka ni Fernan at Dino, ang bagong barkada mo. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, edukasyon mo'y sigurado na. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, edukasyon mo'y sigurado na.
Fernandino Teens TV.
Pangarap ko ang ibigin ka, at sa habang panahon ikaw ay makasama. Ikaw na lang ang siyang kulang sa buhay kong ito. Pangarap ko ang ibigin ka.
What did you feel upon listening to the song? Great! It makes you feel the kilig, affection, and romance. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Fernandino Teens TV Season 2. I am Sir Grengel Merza, your teacher-lecturer for today. I will be discussing the music of the Romantic period. Our main goal for today's lesson is to explain the performance practice, setting, composition, role of composers, performers, and audience during Romantic period. For us to achieve this goal, we need to describe the characteristics of Romantic music, recognize selected Romantic composers, their compositions and style, analyze sample music of Romantic music. According to an American DJ and music producer Cascade, music evokes a lot of different emotions and trigger different senses. When we are listening to our favorite song, we can feel the emotion and passion expressed by the composer. This quotation gives a little idea about our topic for today. The Romantic period started around 1820 and ended around 1910. As compositions became increasingly expressive and inventive, expansive symphonies, virtuosic piano music, dramatic operas, and passionate songs took inspiration from art and literature. Will you help me to unlock the characteristics of this musical period? All right, let us play 4 picks, 1 word. Identify the word which is described by these pictures. I will be giving you 5 seconds to think for this word. What a great observant! The word is freedom. The first characteristic of romantic music is freedom of expressing emotions. Romantic composers considered music as the art form most capable of expressing the full range of human emotion. Romantic music is not just about the emotion of love. It can also be about hate or death, positive or negative feelings. Let us have another activity titled Happy or Sad. All you need to do is to listen to the following songs and identify if it tells a happy or sad story. Just type your answers on the comment section below. First song.
Ba't di ko naisip na merong hanggan? Ako ang nauna, pero siya ang wakas.
Is it a happy or sad music? Terrific! It tells a sad story. Second song.
Ikaw ang pag-ibig na binigay sa akin ng may kapal. Biyaya ka sa buhay ko, ligaya't pag-ibig ko ikaw.
Is it a happy or sad music? Excellent! It tells a happy story. Composers also incorporated nationalism in the music of the Romantic period. Composers deliberately created music with a specific national identity, using the folk songs, dances, legends, and history of their homelands. An example of a composition that shows nationalism is the Polonaise of Frederic Chopin. Let us listen to this composition. We have a lot of music which are dedicated for our country, which is the Philippines. Which of the following songs shows nationalism? What a very sharp mind! It is Pilipinas Kong Mahal by Francisco Santiago. Let us listen to this song.
Ang bayan ko'y tanging ikaw, Pilipinas kong mahal, ang puso ko at buhay man sa ibigay, tungkulin ko'y gagampanan, na lagi kang paglingkuran, ang laya mo'y babantayan, Pilipinas kong hirang.
What did you feel about the song? You are really a good listener. Pilipinas Kong Mahal is one of the Philippines' most popular patriotic songs, which is often heard at National Day celebrations and the like. The lyrics pledge the singer's loyalty and life to safeguarding the nation. Are you ready to discover the next characteristic of romantic music? Great! Kindly observe these jumbled letters on your screen. What word is this? You're on the right track. It is individuality. The second characteristic of the romantic music is individuality of style. In this musical era, there is unprecedented emphasis on self-expression and individuality of style. Many romantics created music that sounds unique and reflects their personalities. Help me to complete the missing letters to reveal the third characteristic. What is it? Brilliant! The third characteristic of romantic music is expressive aims and subjects. Romantics explored a universe of feeling, flamboyance and intimacy, unpredictability and melancholy, rapture and longing. Love is glorified in this period. Tragic love and fate became an obsession for the composers. All aspects of nature attracted romantic musicians. Subjects drawn from Middle Ages and from Shakespeare's plays like Romeo and Juliet. By 1850, music is on fire and things have got grand, gusty, and glory. Let us have another 4 picks 1 word game. Kindly analyze the pictures to unveil the word. What is the word? Exactly. The word is colorful. The fourth characteristic of romantic music is colorful tone and harmony. Romantic composers reveled in rich and sensuous sound, using tone color to obtain variety of mood and atmosphere. The romantic orchestra was larger and more varied in tone color than the classical orchestra. The harmony in this music is rich, colorful, and complex. It is seeking greater emotional intensity. There is an exploration of new chords like chromatic chords that add color and motion to romantic music. Let us watch an example of chromatic chord. Moving on, I want you to look at this word art. What did you see? Outstanding. What are the elements of music that are colored red? Brilliant. The fifth characteristic of romantic music is expanded range of dynamics, pitch, and tempo. Romantic music includes sharp contrasts and wide range of dynamics, faint whispers, sonorities, or vibrations of unprecedented power. The range of pitch was expanded as composers reached for extremely high or low sounds. For us to unlock the last characteristic, help me to answer this riddle. With no words, I define. With no pictures, I describe. More lovely than any tone, inspiring than any song. What do you think is the answer? That is incredible, Fernandino teens. The answer is imagination. The last characteristic of romantic music is to inspire and to challenge imagination. Program music is an instrumental composition that conveys images or scenes to tell a short story without text or lyrics. It entices the imagination of the listener. A programmatic instrumental piece can represent the emotions, characters, events of a particular story, and evoke the sounds and motion of nature. An example of this musical form may be seen in Hector Berlioz's Symphony Fantastique. Watch this. What comes to your mind while listening to the music? That was a keen thinking. The symphony describes his obsessions and dreams, tantrums and moments of tenderness, and visions of suicide and murder, ecstasy and despair. There you have it, Fernandino teens. Let us review the characteristics of romantic music. 1. Freedom of expressing emotions. 2. Individuality of style. 3. Expressive aims and subjects. 4. Colorful tone and harmony. 5. Expanded range of dynamics, pitch, and tempo. 6. Inspires and challenges imagination. What about the famous composers in the Romantic period? We will talk about them when Fernandino Teens TV Season 2 returns.
Ang Schools Division Office City of San Fernando, Pampanga ay kaisa ng Department of Education sa pagsasagawa ng mga proyekto at programa na tumutugon sa mga pangangailangan ng mga mag-aaral. Inilunsad ang Division Call Center for Tutors and Guidance Counselors upang magbigay ng educational at psychological assistance sa mga mag-aaral, magulang at stakeholders ng division. Kaya, kung may nais kayong itanong tungkol sa pag-aaral, maaaring magpadala ng mensahe sa Division Call Center for Tutors and Guidance Counselors Facebook page o tumawag sa mga numero na makikita sa ibaba ng inyong screen tuwing Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa ganap na alas 8 ng umaga hanggang alas 6 ng gabi. Maaari rin kayong sumangguni sa ating guidance counselors na nagbibigay ng guidance and counseling services. Lahat ng inyong ibabahagi ay mananatiling confidential. Ang nasabing programa ay nagsisilbing daan upang malaman ang feedbacks ng stakeholders para matulungan ang ating divisyon na mapagbuti pa ang mga sumusunod na programa. Ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Tumawag na sa aming mga numero o bumisita na sa aming Facebook page at magpadala ng inyong mga katanungan.
Fernandino Teens TV.
It is nice to see you again, Fernandino teens. We were able to describe the characteristics of romantic music. Now, let us continue with the selected famous composers who contribute a lot in romantic music. But before we proceed with our first composer, I want you to identify this sound. What musical instrument is this? Awesome! It is a piano. Piano music of the Romantic period was filled with innovations. Most of the compositions required a high level of virtuosity. Some were reinventions of sonatas from the classical era. Today, some piano compositions from the Romantic period have been converted into songs, like Chopin's Etude Op. 10 No. 3 in E major was used for the song No Other Love by Joe Stafford. Let us lend our ears to this song.
No other love can warm my heart now that I've known to comfort comfort of your arms. Know what to love.
That song was originally made by Frederic Chopin. Will you help me to reveal the picture of Frederic Chopin? For you to do that, you need to accomplish 4 tasks. Are you ready? First task, trivia question. What is the title given to Frederic Chopin? Spectacular. He was known as the poet of the piano. He began to play piano at age of 4. He composed Polonaise at the age of 7. He studied piano at Warsaw Conservatory under Wilhelm Werfel, finished his formal education at the higher school in 1829, and soon traveled to Europe to make concerts. He wrote almost exclusively for piano and made extensive use of piano pedal in most of his compositions. That is why he was considered as the poet of the piano. Let us now open the first part of Chopin's picture. Second task, 1 must go. The following are some of the famous works of Frederic Chopin, except one of these must go. What is your answer, Fernandina teens? Superb! Hungarian Rhapsodies is not a composition of Frederic Chopin, but we will encounter this later on our next composer. Frederic Chopin's most well-known compositions are the following. Let us now open the second part of Chopin's picture. Third task, fact or bluff. Frederic Chopin is single and never married. Is it a fact or a bluff? Good job! It is a bluff. He married the famous French writer George Sand, which later became a source of inspiration as well as a maternal figure in Chopin's life. Let us now open the third part of Chopin's picture. Last task, state it right. What is the cause of death of Frederic Chopin? Correct. Chopin died due to pulmonary tuberculosis because during those years, pulmonary tuberculosis was incurable. Thank you for our medical practitioners for discovering a cure for this disease. Let us now open the last part of Chopin's picture. There you have it, Fernandino teens. This is Frederic Chopin. His music is still recognized worldwide for its beauty, and his works on the piano are mainstays in the piano repertoire. Some of his music is characterized by its beautiful tone, rhythmic flexibility, grace, and elegance. Chopin is also famous for the following musical works. Number 1, Ballade. Let us watch and listen to a ballad excerpt of Chopin. Ballad is a verse form or narrative, usually heroic, that is set to music. Ballad is different from ballad. In the context of music, a ballad is either a narrative song with a refrain or a slow sentimental song. Just like this.
Sana'y ika'y muling makita ko damhin ang tipok ng puso mo. Sana'y yakapin mo ako muli kahit sandali. Kahit isang saglit, mayakap ka.
The two words ballad and ballad share a common etymology. By context of music, they can be related because they are both singable and sentimental. Number 2, mazurka. Mazurka is a Polish dance in triple time signature. Did you know that the Philippines has its own version of mazurka? It is called Mazurka Boholana. Let us watch this video. Mazurka Boholana is a Spanish-inspired ballroom dance from the Bohol province of the Philippines, which is ordinarily danced by men and women partners. Number 3, Nocturne. Let us watch and listen to an excerpt of Nocturne composed by Chopin. Nocturne is an instrumental composition of a pensive, dreamy mood for the piano. It is a piece with several movements which were meant to be played at different times of night. So if you want to have a good sleep, you better listen to this kind of music. Number 4, Polonaise. A while back, we have listened an excerpt of Polonaise. Polonaise is a slow Polish dance in triple time that consists of a march or procession. It is also a nationalistic music in Poland. We also have music that shows nationalism in our country. Are you familiar with the EDSA Revolution or People Power Revolution in 1986? Impressive! Millions of Filipinos showed exemplary courage and stood against the peacefully overthrew the dictatorial regime of President Ferdinand E. Marcos. Magkaisa is one of the remarkable songs that was intended for the historical event. Watch and listen to the excerpt of Magkaisa that was composed by Vicente Tito Soto III.
Panahon na ng pagkakaisa, kahit ito ay hirap at dusa, magkaisa. sa bagong pag-asa.
This song is telling us to be united in facing all the problems of our beloved country. Number 5, Prelude. Let us watch and listen to an excerpt prelude composed by Chopin. Prelude is a short piece of music that can be used as a preface and introduction to another work, or may stand on its own. We also have prelude here in the Philippines. Lucrecia Arcasilag, a national artist for music, composed Prelude Ethnica. Let us watch and listen to it. Lucrecia Arcasilag used guitar and ethnic style in her prelude, which makes it unique to the prelude of Chopin. We will continue our discussion when we come back. Stay tuned!
Maya po oras kaya kayo, Fernandinos. Ako pala ay Elwin Arl Serrano ng City Tourism Office ng Siyudad San Fernando. Ngayong bulan na ini, pagmasusyan tayo ang National Heritage Month na ating temang Victory and Humanity, Upholding Filipino Heritage and Identity. Kambena nini, metong karang aktibidades na ng siyudad, atin ning launching ning bayong Heritage Passport. Yung Heritage Passport, atin ning metong karing proyekto ning kaya katamong siyudad, yung pamanamuna ng Mayor Edwin D. Santiago. Anong nuka rin makalagelangan ding eganagan ng heritage sites, heritage structures, naakit tamo kin kay katamong heritage district. Makakayado din kini, ding importansya da ding MAPEH na tradisyon, kini syudad, kalupa na ning pamangawang parol, ang po yung pamangalesa. May awo siyang heritage passport, uling atin kang dapat gawan, anong nukaran puntalan mo lading at yung passport, at saka ka mag-selfie. Kay ba't kanta, palto making tourism office, at mamiyalang sticker ka rin eganagan ang apuntulan mong lugar. At timong may ngari ang tutong passport. Balo mingeni, panahon na ini, tamo makain bisa lumal, uli na ng COVID-19 pandemic. Kaya naman kimbanwa nga ini, agkatan ko ding bikers tamo, edad 18 hanggang 50, imbis na lumaot kayo po, di na nyo lang dita ka oras, di kaya katamong heritage structures, kaya ni syudad. Anya naman karing mumunang 50 bikers ang makayari kaya katamong heritage passport, midinan lang premium only San Fernando loot bag. Inggawan nyo mo bakit makapag-register, punta kayo mismo opisina na ng City Tourism, yung munisipyo, at saka kayo magdalang metong valid ID. Kabiyanin kaya kayong heritage passport, ating makasipit ang instruction nung nano pa ing dapat gawan. Anya naman ka rin hanggang kapadyakin, nanano ko pa, tara na!
Fernandino Teens TV.
Welcome back to Fernandino Teens TV Season 2. Our second composer is no other than Franz Liszt. Will you help me to reveal the picture of Franz Liszt? Let us start. First task, trivia question. What is the best word that describes the works of Franz Liszt? Remarkable. The best word that describes the works of Franz Liszt is virtuosity. He was known as the virtuoso pianist, a composer, and the busiest musician during the Romantic era. He played and studied in Vienna and Paris while performing in concerts in the rest of Europe. Let us now open the first part of Liszt's picture. Second task, fact or bluffed. Franz Liszt's first teacher is his father. Is it a fact or bluff? Very good. It is a fact. Franz Liszt displayed remarkable talent at a young age and easily understood sight reading. That is why his father, Adam Liszt, who is also a musician, became his first teacher at age of 6. Let us now open the second part of Liszt's picture. Third task, state it right. What was Franz Liszt's most famous work? Exactly. He was known for his symphonic poems where he translated great literary works into musical compositions. Le Prelude is his best-known symphonic poem and one of his most often performed orchestral works. There is no doubt why Le Prelude is the most famous of his 12 symphonic poems. He also made piano transcriptions of operas and famous symphonies. Many of his piano compositions are technically challenging pieces. Let us now open the third part of Liszt's picture. Trivia. Did you know that Franz Liszt is generous? He was also known with his generosity in sharing time and money to the orphans, victims of disasters, and the many students he taught music for free. Even his concert fees were habitually donated to charitable causes, despite his often precarious financial situation. His years of travel were therefore motivated not by monetary gain, but rather by his sense of allegiance to those close to him and to nurturing the progress of musical culture. Fourth task, which is which? Which is not a work of Franz Liszt? Which is which? Fantastic! Fantasy in F minor is work of Frederic Chopin. These are the other works of Franz Liszt. Try to analyze this cartoon video clip. Are you familiar with them? Who are these cartoon characters? Correct. They are Tom and Jerry. How about the music that Tom played? Good. It is the Hungarian Rhapsody No. 2 that became the most popular because it was the basis for the Tom and Jerry cartoon called The Cat Concerto. A rhapsody, as a musical form, is a single movement work that is episodic. It has a distinct groups of musical ideas, free-flowing in structure, and features a range of highly contrasting moods. Expect something that has an air of improvisation and virtuosity, something that is going to take you on a journey, just like a dramatically recited epic poem. There is another famous rhapsody in the present times, which is the Bohemian Rhapsody by the Queen. Let us watch and listen to it.
Easy come, easy go.
Is it really a rhapsody? You are a musical genius. The song is episodic, freely flowing, high in contrast, and with the narrative of an epic journey. That is why it is a 100% rhapsody. Let us now open the fourth and last part of Franz Liszt picture. There you have it, Fernandina teens. That is a picture of Franz Liszt. More musical activities are waiting when we return.
Hindi lamang sa larangan ng pangkabuhayan apektado ang maraming pamilyang Pilipino, kundi maging sa larangan ng pagkatuto ng bawat batang Pilipino. Inilunsad ng siyudad ng San Fernando ang programang Nurturing Environment and System for Thriving or NEST, isang education community pantry na naglalayon para sa isang malawakang pagtulong, pagtantabay at paggabay na ang focus ay ang makapagbigay ng tulong at suporta sa ating mga mag-aaral sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng educational needs gaya na lamang ng school supplies, tutorial sessions, study tips, at iba pang mga pamamaraan na mas lalong makatutulong sa pag-angat ng ating edukasyon. Dahil hindi hadlang ang pandemya sa magandang kinabukasang naghihintay sa ating mga mag-aaral. Sino-sino nga ba ang mga kalahok sa programang ito? Sa pagtutulungan ng ating school administrators, guro, magulang, at iba pang mga miyembro ng ating komunidad gaya ng barangay officials at sangguniang kabataan ay siguradong magiging mas matagumpay ang programang ito. Paano nga ba ang magiging proseso ng naturang programa? Una, magkakaroon tayo ng isang Facebook group, ang Pampanga High School NEST Education Community Pantry na pangungunahan ng Educational Pantry Coordinator. Ang mga magulang, tagapangalaga at mga guro ay ia-add ng ating Educational Pantry members sa Facebook group na ito. Sa page na ito maaaring i-post ng mga magulang at tagapangalaga o sino mang miyembro ng Educational Pantry ang kanilang mga kahilingan o requests. Kailangan ding ilagay ang pangalan ng mag-aaral, grade at section para sa mas agarang aksyon. Oo nga pala, hindi lang requests ang pwedeng i-post. Pwede ring mag-post ang mga nais magbigay ng tulong o mga gustong mag-donate. Sabi nga nila, sharing is caring. Tandaan na ang Facebook group na ito ay pribado at posts na may kaugnayan lamang sa page na ito ang maaaprobahan. Mayroon din palang Google Form na ipamamahagi kung saan maaari nating isumite ang ating requests o kahilingan. Paano naman ang mga walang internet access sa bahay? Huwag mangamba dahil merong mga nakalaang drop boxes ang ating paaralan na kung saan maaaring ihulog ng mga magulang at tagapangalaga ang kanilang requests. Sa mga nais namang mag-donate ng school supplies, maaaring ilagay ang mga ito sa tabi ng drop boxes. Maaari ring mag-donate ng mga kagamitan o cash donation kaakibat ang pagsusumite ng deed of donation form. Pangalawa, mahalaga ang ugnayan ng mga guro at ng mga magulang o tagapangalaga sa programang ito. Gamit ang video calls o chats ay ipahahayag ng mga guro ang adhikain ng programang ito sa mga magulang o tagapangalaga. Maaari ring gawin ang orientation na ito ng face-to-face kasabay ng schedule ng kuhanan ng mga module. Gaya ng nabanggit, hindi lamang mga bagay ang maaaring i-donate. Pwede ring mag-conduct ng tutorial session, study tips, at iba pang mga kagamitan sa pagkatuto gaya ng mga aklat o kaya ay gadgets. Ikatlo, ang requested needs ng ating mga magulang o tagapangalaga ay ililista ng ating NEST focal person. Ang mga coordinator naman ang mag-aayos ng mga ito. Ang advisors ng ating mga mag-aaral, guidance counselor, at iba pang mga guro ay ipaaalam sa ating mga magulang at tagapangalaga ang petsa at oras ng pamimigay ng requested needs na gaganapin sa paaralan. Sabi nga nila, it takes a village to raise a child. Kaya naman aktibo at iba yung pakikilahok ang inaasahan sa pagsasanib puwersa ng paaralan at barangay na siyang tutukoy sa pangangailangan ng bawat Fernandinong mag-aaral at kikilos upang matugunan ito sa tulong at suporta rin ng mga miyembro ng komunidad. Isang malawakang komunidad para sa isang produktibong educational community pantry ay tiyak na lilikha ng iba yung pagkilos upang maging mas magaan at madali ang pagkatuto ng bawat kabataang Fernandino. Kaya naman tandaan, magbigay ayon sa kakayahan, kumuha ayon sa pangangailangan.
Fernandino Teens TV.
And we are back to Fernandino Teens TV Season 2. Our last activity is Draw the Music. Kindly prepare your band paper, pencil, and coloring materials. I will sing a romantic OPM song, and while listening to it, you will draw what you feel on a short band paper. Are you ready? Let us start.
Dakilang lahi na sa'yo tangi, pag-ibig ko inang bayan. Isinumpa ko, o Pilipino, gagaling ang sukat ng iyong nakaraan. Nang pahiran ko luha ng puso mo ay natayo, muli ang karangalan mo, o ang pag-ibig ko sa'yo, inang bayan. Ikaw ang siyang dalangin ko sa Diyos kailan pa man. Kuminang ng iyong bituin at sumikat ng araw, ang kalayaan mo'y sinisigaw. Ang bukas ay tanging sa'yo nakalaan. Kayo manggi ang kulay mo, dugo pawis sinalay mo, di ka na maapi ngayon o kailanman. Pag-ibig ko sa'yo, inang bayan. Kahit na gaano kaliit ang tinig ko, buong lakas akong magtatanggol sa'yo.
After listening to the song Dakilang Lahi by Anthony Castello, we realize that a real Filipino is patriotic. We were colonized by different races, but we fought for our land. We face a lot of sufferings, trials, and difficulties, and we triumphantly overcome all this for our nation. I am very confident that this pandemic will be surmounted by us because we are Filipinos. We are resilient and we will continue to rise for our country. And that is the true essence of being a Filipino. Therefore, we should do our best in maintaining our beloved country and take care of its abundance in beauty, amazing cultural diversity, and rich natural resources, which we have been blessed with. Let us now summarize the salient points of our discussion. The Romantic period started around 1820 and ended around 1910, as compositions became increasingly expressive and inventive. Expansive symphonies, virtuosic piano music, dramatic operas, and passionate songs took inspiration from art and literature. The characteristics of Romantic music are freedom of expressing emotions, individuality of style, expressive aims and subjects, colorful tone and harmony, expanded range of dynamics, pitch, and tempo, inspires and challenges imagination. Our second composer is Franz Liszt. The best word that describes his works is virtuosity. He was considered as a virtuoso pianist. He was known for his symphonic poems. Many of his piano compositions are technically challenging pieces. Lastly, we analyze some musical compositions from this period. But before we end, let me encourage you to listen to these kinds of music. Remember that music is powerful. It affects our brains, our bodies, and our social connections. And there is no doubt that many people have relied on to music to get through the pandemic. Stay-at-home orders meant many of our go-to coping skills were taken away. Fortunately, most of us were still able to access music. Many people realized that music helped them to have a sound mental health. These are the references used in this video lesson. This has been Sir Grengel Merza. Thank you so much for actively participating in today's discussion. I am hoping that you learned a lot. See you again tomorrow for another meaningful and fun learning here in Fernandina Teens TV Season 2. Stay safe and have a blessed day, everyone.
Bagong umaga, yakapin mo ang bagong pag-asa. Simulan mong abutin ang iyong pangarap na magbibigay dangal sa iyong bukas. Ang suliranin, hindi laging nandyan, dapat mong harapin. Kami iyong kasama sa bawat takin, magkaakbay nating lulutasin.